Can stocks drop more? Yes, is the simple answer, but let's dive into the details. My name is Brian Cannon, and welcome to Markets in 5. All right, so I've got three charts I'm going to dive into today. So as always, we're going to jump into the S&P 500. Again, it's our proxy. We use that as kind of the market gauge as to, the health of the market. And then we obviously apply these trends to each and every holding that we have. But you can see here that the S&P obviously is, I would say if you're a doctor, you would say this is a sick patient. So we've got lower highs, lower lows, and we've got this downtrend channel that's really formed. And we're at the lower end of that downtrend. And, I guess the bright spot for maybe the near term would be potentially we've got, some signs of a possible near-term turnaround. So you've got a negative divergence, or what's called a positive divergence. So you've got RSI rising, and you've got MACD that's kind of lifting off the bottom a little bit while you're having lower lows in the S&P. So negative divergences don't always correlate to opposite type activities happening, but they do periodically. So it's one of those things that's on our radar, and if we get a little lift off and there's a swing to play here, we're going to jump in and play it. But otherwise, we're waiting patiently for our buy signals to pick up new positions. But essentially, you can see that everything is just kind of heading down in the wrong way. So you've got RSI that's below 50. You've got a negative MACD. And you've got lower highs, lower lows on the S&P. So all in all, not very good. All right, so if we go back and look at the S&P year to date, you can see several things that are happening here. Obviously, it's just been an ugly year. The market's down around 25%, 10 months into the year. We have really kind of wanted to hold this double bottom here, if you will. It shattered around it, came back up, and then broke back down through it, and then closed the market yesterday. We actually hit the low of the year, so we are at the lowest point for the year based on the close of the market yesterday. So again, will that positive divergence pick us back up and we break back through? It's very, very positive, very, very possible. But that's something we're watching very closely. But as of right now, we are at the lowest point for the market this year. So when we look back at the S&P in the last major bear market, which was 2000 to 2009, 2007, 2009. And I think I'd gone through this in a prior episode where essentially we kind of had to hold that double bottom, and if we don't, it's just going to kind of chatter around there. But eventually, if it can't hold it, it's going to break down. So the market was already, basically 11 months into the market, into a down pull, and was down about 23%. So again, we're 10 months in. We're down about 25%. So there's a lot of similarities to 2007 to 2009. However, as of now, we don't have banks going under. There's not a run on cash and all that sort of stuff. Now, could it get there? I hope not. But if it does, then it potentially could form just a real drop in the market here over the next 6 months. So we're watching that very closely. There's still a lot of risk out there. So we're taking things very, very slowly, very carefully, looking for opportunities on an individual basis, but, quite frankly, not finding a whole lot at this point. So we're pretty happy just sitting in cash for the time being, and we'll look to get that cash back to work when we find opportunities. So although the title of this episode might be a little bit loaded, I think you get the point. The market's at a kind of a tipping point right now, and we really, really need it to kind of hold its current level. And if it doesn't, it could get a lot worse, and it can get a lot worse pretty fast. So if it turns around and corrects, we'll put some of that cash back to work. We're seeing some pockets of opportunities in some sectors like energy, but not many right now. So we're going to remain pretty heavy cash till we find those opportunities. But if you have any questions, give me a shout, and I look forward to seeing you on the next Markets in 5.